Hello, hello, I'm Steve from Mac84, and I have way too many computers, and probably something wrong with my brain. So today we're going to be looking at more computers. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. We have CDI, Francois, SamMac356, Chris Angelis, Carl's here, Chris Palms, hey cousin, how's it going? Let's see, Town Rubber's here, Eric is here, Saul is here, Enzo's here, Bruce of Brankus Creations is here, everybody's here. Hello, hello, hello. Hey Josh. Okay, so quick update about the Quadro that I was battling at the last stream, and it was not happy as Quadro 840AVs go, because the problem with those computer boards is they're just the traces, which are the lines between the components, are very thin, and they're fragile, and they break. And when I first got that, it only turned on. It would not even let me turn it off. And so I started looking around at the board, and there was a voltage regulator. That's a little thing that controls the flow of voltage and regulates things. And it was all crusty and disgusting, and when I fixed that, then I could turn the board on and off. And then I followed through a bunch of other things, removed a bunch of chips, fixed probably 20 or so more traces, and we're still exactly the same place where we were before. It turns on, does nothing, and I can turn it off. So, decided to cut my losses on that for now. That's back on the shelf. And we're going to continue with something different. So, I was helping out some of the volunteers for VCF today, and they were tinkering around with this Macintosh II board. And I went there with some tools to try and get it to work, but without the microscope, it's really hard to get a look at some things. So I decided to bring my work home with me and take a look. And it's a bit sad. And we had a bit of assumptions of what was going on here. I think you'll soon see maybe some of the problem, and maybe we could fix it. Mac27, Jeremy, Josh, anybody else that I did not say hello to, hello. And hello to you, Chris, again. Special hello. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? All right, cool. So let me switch to the microscope and sort of explain what I'm seeing so far, and what the fine folks at VCF were working on, because, you know, I'm not the only one who does this stuff. They were fixing stuff too, but they don't have a microscope or anything available to really get too close up. So the problem with this board now is it does the sad chimes instead of the happy bong when the Mac starts up. It does sad chimes, which means there's a memory issue or something else. And so I took the memory out. This camera. I took the memory out of their machine, tested it in my machine, and it worked fine. So we certainly have a problem. There were two traces that they had fixed that I have removed because I have smaller wire, and this was the area I removed it from. You can see there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of damage, and so we're going to try and work on this, and Bruce told me I better stream it So I'm streaming it. It's all Bruce's fault I'm here. I could have been grooving out to music while doing this, but no. Bruce demanded it, and we have to listen to our friends. Hey, K-Mac. Hey, Elemento. How's it going? Long time no see, folks. 30 bad traces. Well, there might be a trace. There's probably, definitely, certainly a trace under one of the memory modules, because my friend sent me a photo of the before picture. And if I bring that up, I have to bring that up again. My friend Bruce was looking. Hey, Sean. And was like, hey, look at this bad trace right here. And let me zoom into that picture so I could actually verify what memory bank it was by, and we could do some continuity tests. It was by Sim, let's see, double click, Sim 2, I believe. That's bank A. Okay. So we will definitely, certainly, maybe sort of have a look at that. Let me move that over there so I remember. Sean, freaking congratulations on 100,000 subscribers. You crazy man, you. Keep doing whatever the hell it is you're doing. Now, this is nothing compared to a Mac 2 CX I worked on once, where I had to repair every single one of these traces here. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Every single one. There must be at least 40 or so traces here. I had to replace or fix every single one. That was not fun. So, all right. You know, you're on that same time as Luke Miani. Tough choice. Watch some of Blathering. I mean, hey, look, the Apple Vision thing, that's cool if you want to spend $1,500 on something you might actually use. But how about spending money that you may not want to spend on old crummy computers that don't want to work? That's my money. That's what I'll spend it on every single time. Do you have any like perfectly good iPads or like newer things I could have gotten if you count up all of the crummy computers I've worked on or bought to work on over the years? And then, oh boy. So there were two traces here that were that had replacements, and I could see exactly where they were, and we're going to put them back on. So I'm just cleaning up some of this because there was some glue and some residue here that was going to make it a bit more difficult, and obviously there are some gaps here. So we're diving right in. Now this board is ginormously big. It's taking up the whole desk here, so it's a little hard to navigate around. So apologies if the camera gets wobbly or anything. Oh yeah, there we go. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, so let's go over here. And we're going to have to do a few things here. We're going to have to do this carefully and see exactly what we're working on here. And I'm going to adjust the focus of the camera because it's being pulled by the USB cable, as you just saw. Yeah, that USB port on this camera is a bit messed up, if I do say so. Come on. Ugh. Oh, well, thank you, Nathan. Yes. I want to forget I have to work tomorrow as well. But thank you, Nathan. I really appreciate the super chat. Eep! Thank you very much for that. It really does help support us. Me, the crazy man with the Macintoshes. That sort of, maybe that's more like it. Sorry, just adjusting things here. There, that's a bit better. Yeah, well, Apple determines everything is obsolete because they don't want to support it anymore. I don't blame them on that regard, but doesn't mean we can't stop using them. We can't stop us from having fun with them. All right, so one thing I do want to see, right before we go diving into that, there was a bad trace that Bruce's Eagle Eye spotted on Sim 2, and I'm certainly going to forget about it if I do not do that. And big shout out to my friend Ian and all my friends at VCF, who I was chatting with today. It was a blast hanging out with them, and we'll see if we can get this Mac to be a little bit happier, just like a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so, sorry, I have to just scroll up here, and it's right there. Yeah, that's it. It's right by Sim 2. That is there. So let's see if we actually see that. Well, yep, we do. Look at that right there. That looks... You can't see it. Sorry, the vision on the microscope is different from what the camera shows. But yeah, look at that there. That, I would say, is bit of a problem. What's fun is I can't put my tool in there because there's no room. There's no room for me to do that. I could try a little bit before, a little bit after, but that is certainly a few of these spots are certainly questionable. So what I might have to do is just run. Let's see, because that continues all the way out here. I could just maybe bodge it. We'll see. These sockets were already removed, but my friend did not have a microscope, so they did the best they could. Not throwing shade on them at all. They did an excellent job with the tools and resources that they had. But looks like I could potentially just tap in there. That might be good enough. And we could just, do some quick and dirty stuff and see how we do it. How'd you learn to solder? Well, I started when I was a teenager in high school, and I really sucked at it because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And turned out I had a very crummy soldering iron, and I wasn't using the right flux and the right solder, and all that stuff does matter. But my friend Bruce at Brankus Creations really sums up a lot of this stuff. He has a few beginner's guide to soldering videos, which are excellent. And basically, get yourself started with some, fairly okay tools. They don't have to be the most expensive. You could get some budget ones. And you want to start with like a soldering kit or something where, you could practice your skills, see if you're comfortable with it, and, make little lights appear or little sounds happen. Or they have these little kits that are fun. I'm sure Bruce is going to put a little link in. Please do, Bruce, to plug his videos because they are excellent and they have like 1 billion views because he's awesome. No, I didn't have enough of it. I just was up till 4 a.m. yesterday, maybe not, fussing around with it. But now it turns on and off. I mean, what else do you need a computer to do? Put some flux there. And this soldering iron tip is not going to go in there. Well, let's see how we can do this here. I'm gonna have to switch to the smaller soldering iron tip. Now, because I was mobile today, I have a lot of my tools in my bag, so. Yeah, I would say do not go. The Elemento makes a great point. Don't go with the cheapo soldering irons. Like, you want to at least spend $50 to $75 on a decent one, but sometimes you might get one on a good deal. There you go. There's the link that Bruce posted. Thank you very much, Bruce. Let's see. Am I gonna burn all of this plastic if I just slide this in? Is there? No, there's not enough width. So we have to turn off our soldering iron. And let that cool down for a second. And I'm going to take that tip out. And we're going to swap that over. To a much smaller tip. Now I do have to get something that fell down here. There we go. This is what I usually hold the other tips in when I'm not using them. And I should probably be using that. So let me just do that. Excellent. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, there's a lot of great reviews. Bruce reviewed some micro soldering pencils, I believe they're called. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. We could probably maybe sort of work with that. What I do need is a good pair of tweezers. I need to order some new ones because I was cursing at mine the other night. My goodness. I was not doing myself any favors, but we'll do with the best that we have at the moment. I do have a tip jar, but I'm also forgetful. I have an Amazon cart that's has like $40 worth of little soldering things, and I just have not clicked order. I'll have to do that at the end of the stream. But yes, I do have Patreon. I have the YouTube membership daily. There's my PayPal right on my Mac84.net website. And you cannot probably see exactly what I'm doing because of the thingamajig. Sorry, folks. Wow, this is really unprofessional. Maybe it's best you don't see what I'm doing. What is he doing to that poor board? Nothing, Jimmy. Look away. All right, let's see if I can just wiggle that in there. All right, so now the smart thing to do would be to tack this onto the bottom of the board, because I'm sure that little via goes to the bottom of the board. But I mean, where would the fun be in that? I already made all this fuss about doing it this way. Why should I listen to better judgment? And this is gonna be stupid. A hush goes over the crowd. Yeah, this tip is not doing me any favors because the solder pools sort of in the area where I don't want it to. But we'll try it once this way. Actually, you know what? I have another. I had another spool of wire. But also, a lot of the things fell out in the car, and I had to put them back, so it's very well, could be, possible. That's on the floor of my car right now. There we go. That's a bit better. All right. Sorry, YouTube does make it a pain in the butt to post links, so I do apologize. But if you type in the model number, people could do a search for it. That's probably the best way to direct attention to that. All right, so let's see. Let's see how big of a fool do I want to make out of myself today. Yeah, I did start out with that Radio Shack soldering iron as well, and I thought, it says 15 watt and then 30 watt. That's the only option on here. I wonder what's the best for what I'm doing. And then I would try and solder something, and it's not sticking. I guess I have to do the 30 watt, and then that didn't help me either. So that was my soldering experience for a good, decade, where I just assumed I'm doing it wrong, I can't do this, this is mysterious to me. And, yeah, so. Yep, got a little bit of the plastic there. And the flux fell down. I mean, these were replaced once before. They were desoldered. They're not in the best shape. I don't want to butcher them, but I am. Actually, you know what? That's fine. No. Well. I knew that was going to happen. There we go. That should hold. Yes. So my soldering iron station is a... I hate pronouncing it. KSGER, Kasiger, something. There's plenty of them, but it does use the T12 tips, which is great because it does allow me to have interchangeable tips. I've been using the same tip for almost, maybe 4 or 5 years. It is wearing down, and I just ordered a new one. They were only like $10. But it just tells you, it's not a lot of upkeep, really. Okay, so I'm just making sure I understand which trace this is. So there's a bunch. So this is going to be the one below that. So I just have to confirm some things here without stabbing myself. It's very important. There's sharp and pointy and hot things all around. All right, so we have one, then there's one below that, then there comes another one below that, then there comes another one below that. So it should be this one here. So I put my multimeter there, I do this. It's not going to probe it, obviously, because we have probably a bad trace there. But let me just double check here, and then there should be at least 2, 3 above there. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's going to be my guess of where this goes. I mean, we can always fix this if we make a boo-boo. I should switch back the soldering tips here. I don't know which one we're going to do just yet, because I already forgot. That's the one thing. My brain is not good with counting, as far as like, oh, it's the 4th one from the top side of the blah blah blah. Like, I forget that like instantly. So that's what we're dealing with. My mental handicap, I suppose, of keeping numbers in my head for trace repairs. At least it's not the quadra. Well, I might be begging for the quadra after this. All right, so let's see how this goes. This goes up, and then there's a trace that appears below it. And that comes along here, and then there's a trace that appears below that, and that's it. So if that is that one, it should be this middle one, I would assume. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1. So that comes here. Visually, I'm fine. I just have to keep in line because they all are similar here. Yeah, it's going to be this second one. So what I'm going to do is take this wire here, and I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to give myself plenty of slack, because at least twice. Yeah, it's certainly not a fun repair to do, and I certainly don't want to remove the memory slots again, because they were just removed, and some of the vias were in poor shape. They had to be fixed afterwards. So I certainly don't want to cause the machine more stress than I have to. But also, we have a lot going on this board, so I might have to actually come at this from this angle here. I have to get my other thingamajigs. Where are they? Where did I put the other thingamajig? There it is. Is that it? No. Ah, poopy. Where did I put my tweezers? My other pair of tweezers that I brought to the thing. No, that's not them. Although that's a bunch of crap on the floor that fell that I had to pick up. I really don't know where those other tweezers went. I had like 2 pair yesterday. They weren't the best, but they, I have to hold something while I hold something. So I need double the tweez. I lose them so quickly. There they are. Here's another pair. It's not the best, but it'll do what I need to do. All right. So we have crummy tweezer and fat tweezer. Look how fat these tweezers are. Really not the best, but there. See, that's what I want to do. I'm going to bend this at an angle here, and I'm going to burn the enamel off this wire, and I'm going to solder it right there. Now, I don't want to do this too long because we have to do some trace repair right next to this. So I'm not cutting this right now. I'm just putting like an indent in it so I could lift it off the board a little bit and just oh, come on. See how crummy these tweezers have, like no grip to them at all. Beep. Thank you, multimeter. It's like sawing a little twig. And yes, you can saw it on the board, but I don't want to do it in that specific area. It is so crummy in that area. It's not a good idea. There we go. All right, let's switch our soldering iron needles for a second. Hey, Brad, how's it going? Hey, Francois, have a good night. Sorry, just catching up on the chat here. If you sing more, you will find the tweezers. They will make you happy. Oops. I almost pulled the soldering iron off my desk. That would have not made me happy. In fact, that would have been very hurtful. Ow. I would have hospital Steve. let's not have hospital Steve unless we need it. Huh? Nobody likes hospital Steve. All right. Well, you know what? I have a general rule, and that is to not really pay over $50 unless it's something insanely expensive or insanely hard to find or anything like that. The prices, Bruce was talking about this a little bit ago, the prices have calmed down on these machines a little bit because I think people are just realizing they're not going to get what they think for these things. And, you know, that has improved a little bit from what I'm seeing, but there are still crazy people. And you know what? You could ask whatever you want for these things, but it doesn't mean someone's going to pay it. And I think that's just one of those things that people will eventually figure out. Oh, well, I want $500 for this, but it looks like all I'm getting is offers for $50. And, you know, maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle. All right, there's a lot of crud on the tip of this because I didn't burn all the enamel off properly. There we go. And come on. And see, well, the problem is I'm right up against a piece of plastic that's nudging into my tweezer, so it's like I can't go exactly where I want to go. Now I put plenty of flux here because otherwise I could easily stick this to the wrong trace. But it looks like I'm in good shape there, which is good. And I will have to tap in to here again. But let's do one thing at a time here. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, look, eBay is a global marketplace also. So there's a big difference between me selling to a fellow enthusiast, where I'm going to probably sell it to them, again, what Bruce was echoing the other day, for a price similar to what I paid. Now, if I repaired it, I'm going to want more for it because I put in a lot of time and effort into that. But generally speaking, you know, I don't want to price gouge any of my friends because, you know, we're all in this hobby too. And, you know, we don't want to be jerks to each other. Most of us don't want to be jerks to each other. All right, so we have to fix this one and keep it going along because look at this here. It's just, ugh. So we're going to tap into that probably over, I think over here. Yeah, over there they had a connection. And then we have to do the same for this one here, which, let's see if that's this one here. Sorry, it's always confusing. There are multiple lines in a row. Yeah, I think it just went to the end there. So we'll do a little bit of that, but and then we'll test it to see if anything has changed. Rather, I can't speak tonight. I'm sorry. Must be all my dinner settling in my stomach and making me comfortable and sleepy and making absolutely no sense. I sincerely apologize. That's just what happens sometimes. Brain stop work. Okay, there's that one and then that one. Excellent day. So, I'm going to continue with this. Now, I think the gauge of wire I'm using is a little bit thick, but you know what? I think it's fine for this purpose. Yeah, people also mess with shipping prices. I know you're not supposed to do that. eBay has this whole thing, but, you know, a lot of people do stuff without... you know, they do stuff they're not supposed to do on eBay. There's this laptop that a few of my retro friends and I were joking about, which would just be fun to play around with for a video. The shipping is $50, and we're all joking that we know damn well what they're going to do with that laptop. Is they're going to get a $14.95 USPS flat rate box, put no padding in it, and shove the laptop in there and go, yeah, well, I got $50 for shipping. So it's like, yeah, no. No. Because I think they want $200 for the laptop. And so a few of us were joking, like, hey, yeah, I'll do a video about it. Like, if I get it for like $50, like, that'll be fun. But yeah, even if they agreed to the offer of $50, which they didn't, they declined the offer. Even if they did, you're out for $50 of the shipping quote, which is just ridiculous. I'm going to use these fat tweezers again, actually. I think think they actually might be doing okay for this particular job, because it actually holds the trace okay. How about that? Just bend it a little bit. So that's the thing. There's chips in the way and all sorts of stuff. Oh, wrong one. Yeah. Perhaps I could use a little bit more solder on my iron there. There you go. That is on there pretty good. And of course, once we're satisfied with these repairs, we could always go over them with some adhesive or with what is that, UV solder mask, to make sure that it actually stays where we want it to. Now, let's find out where this has to go. You can't see. Well, I'm sorry. As I said, the microscope usually points to somewhere where the camera is. You know what? I wonder. Oh, what? I wonder. If this. Oh, yeah. Look at this. You stupid OBS. Yep, this is an OBS issue, because the whole viewport. Watch this carefully. Watch what's about to happen. That's the whole view, and OBS was zooming into the wrong thing. So my apologies. That is something that OBS does every once in a while with these sources. It will just go, you want to just have this bit zoomed in? And I'm like, no, thank you. And it just does it anyway. So you weren't even seeing the whole thing, and that's why everything looked weird and grainy and obviously terrible. So apologies. That should be much better now. Thank you for speaking up. Alright, so I'm going to sort of do a Bruce here of sort of bending it. And the only reason I'm doing that is because there's going to be a long way for this to go. So, all right. So generally, I do want to keep this where it should be, because then I could also tell where it's supposed to go. I might as well tack it down a little bit. That's just some free adhesion. Jeez, Stephen, words good. Use words. Brain bad. So I'm just burning the enamel, which is this red coloring. I'm burning that off of the trace here. And then I could just sort of tack it in place. I almost did. But it looks like it's almost like it's connected right next door. Well, no, because there's no trace there. It's more art than science, I swear. All right, so that's good. brain store words. words talk go. Oh gosh, and the one right next to this is pretty bad too. See? Wait, that's the same one. See, it's like, you know, looking at zebra stripes. It's hard to count them. Okay, yeah. So this stays. Yeah, because that one's a different one. So this goes all the way up here. And we're gonna tack it down here, even though it doesn't have to make a connection there. Again, just for my own sanity, it's easier to follow these things. I'm gonna try and just scrape. See, that's my fingernail. That's just shows you how small some of these are. And I'm actually quite pissed that OBS moved that setting, because my whole stream on the Quadra, you probably couldn't see crap, and I apologize. There we go. It just makes it that much easier. What type of flux I'm using? I'm actually using this cheap stuff, a quick chip. is the name of it. Quick Chip. I've used other fluxes before, and I probably... Oops, that didn't stick. But that's the one I'm currently using. I'm about halfway through it. I actually ordered another one, which arrived, but I forgot where I put it. But it seems to be okay. It's doing its job, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now that's actually it here. Hey, Rudy, hey, let's see, I8386SX, that's hard to say. And anybody else I did miss, hello, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you hanging out here on a cold New Jersey Sunday evening. Whee! Well, I guess this one doesn't really matter if I curve it, because we're not ending up all the way over there, are we? So this is going up here, then up there, then up here, and this goes all the way over here. Interesting. I wonder if this was done... Maybe I'm doing this wrong. So this is going here, and then this trace goes up there, and there are two to the left. So we're going to follow the two to the left. That one veers off, so now we're one to the left. We're in the middle here. We go up, over, up. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor it right here. Just going to scrape away. I'm doing a terrible job at that, but I'm doing it. I'm curious if this needs to go much further than this, but we could always see. What's the code number of the flux? The label is completely worn. If there was a code number, it is long gone. But if you really are curious, Bruce, I will look it up on my purchase history. I'm assuming you were having a bit of a joke. Because Bruce got so many flavors of flux now. He didn't taste all of them on the stream. I'm very disappointed in that. Yeah. He didn't taste any of them. Sometimes this enamel just doesn't want to come off, but there we go. I complained about these fat tweezers, but they're actually holding the trace pretty good. So, the little wire. He didn't taste any. I am disappointed. Flamin' hot flux! A little, like, picture of, like, a fireball on it, you know. Just trying to loosely follow where this goes. So, it passes the SCSI chip. I think the rest of this, yeah, the rest of that might be fine, honestly. Let's do a continuity test, and then I could just cut off the cable there. Alright, so let's find out where this goes again. This goes over there. So it's this little nub all the way up here, and then we're gonna put our multimeter down here, and it's not, oh, I'm in the wrong setting, aren't I? Alright, let's try that again. So that's here. Might be on the wrong one, but we'll soon find out. I think we are. I think I'm on the wrong one. Alright, I'm going to have to trace this. I sniffed a few fumes. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the stream. So let's do this in a way where I could sweep the microscope instead of going up and down. Might be a bit easier. Because with all of these lanes, it's going to be confusing to me. Alright, so. Oh, I don't know how long we're going to stream here today because my back has already been abused by looking at boards and hunching over them. And that was before this stream. So, and that comes over there. So that's okay there. Then it comes down here. That's this one. That's up here. And that comes across down here. And that one goes all the way over here. And we do have some crummy lines and such. That should come all the way across to yes, okay, yeah, because that's where it was previously, one of them was previously soldered. So we can remove that. Sorry, this microscope sometimes gets stuck, I apologize. Yeah, I'm surprised too. I'm going to be sleeping for the rest of the week. Oh, that actually goes through to the board. Nice. So I'm going to leave that as a little blob there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the rest of the wire off. And we're just going to solder our lead to there, because it doesn't. But we're going to do a continuity test just to confirm our assumptions, and it should beep. Yes, it does. Great. So we're just going to run this cable over here. And we could just tie it up there. Now, it doesn't have to look pretty right now. All I'm trying to do is get to a point where some of these traces that I had to remove are restored. And then we could do some testing once we have some of these move back, because I am very curious. There's at least one or two more traces that I spotted, but I'm very curious if fixing that little bodge that we did earlier did anything to resolve the issue. So just give me a moment. Again, big chonkin board on the desk, moving all my tools and making this a bit difficult. There we go. Whee! Ah, I need more solder. There we go. Okay, here we go. And I just want to say hello again, and thank you to everyone who is joining in. We have, how many people are here? 78 people! My goodness! Hello, hello. Looks like Sunday evenings may be a good time to stream. Note to self. Alright. So that's one bad trace fixed, hopefully, maybe, kind of, sort of. And then we do at least have one other. Let me just adjust this darn microscope here. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we have some rough looking traces, too. Somehow those are still connected. Somehow Palpatine returned. Alright, so we have to bridge that. And I believe there's one more. Actually, I'm gonna go maybe from. Oh wait, no, I have to go from. Is it still connected over here? It's always hard to see. All right, so I see 25 likes. Well, now there's 30 likes. Well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. The more likes and all that stuff you do, YouTube goes, yeah, this guy is not so bad. Why am I using this multimeter? This is the stupid multimeter. I can use my KM 601 digital multimeter. True RMS. I can't do it as good as Bruce does. And they're not paying me to do it. So why am I doing it? That's a good question. Alright, so let's just confirm some assumptions here. I don't know how that's going there, but it is. Alright, so we're going to definitely fix this, so let's do that. This we might have to use a smaller gauge wire just because there's a wire right next to it there. It's going to be fun. Kick that other multimeter to the curb. I would donate it to the VCF folks, but then they would have to deal with it. And it's a good backup multimeter. It just, you know, it turns off way too quickly, and there's the button combination to have it keep on longer is a bit silly. And I never remember it. Sounds like a me problem, because it is. I'm a bit of a diva when it comes to my multimeters, I suppose. Alright, let's bend that like it's supposed to be. Oh, this tweezer is not helping. I'm gonna undo a trace by mistake. Let's straighten that out. I'm going the wrong direction, too. Oh, boy. I love how when you let go of these wires, sometimes it's just like this spring-loaded. It's like, whee! It's like, no, I don't want you to do that, you stupid wire. It's so much fun to, like, come in from the same side like this, because I'm right-handed. Hey, you know what? That's actually okay. And then let's, looks pretty nasty here. But let's try and tack it down. So this should, yeah, that's much easier to rip through. Let me put this down. Yeah, it does turn off really loudly and annoyingly, too. The only thing I don't like about the Kaiweets is when it turns off by itself, it just makes, like, the standard multimeter noise. Like, oh, beep! So it's like, oh, I'm getting continuity. And then all of a sudden, wait, why am I not getting continuity? Oh, the multimeter shut itself off for no reason. Alright, so let's try and put this here. Having a current problem with my network attached storage device. I was actually going to do a follow-up video to it soon. And one of the hard drives seems to be failing, which is great. I mean, it's under warranty, the hard drive, so I could hopefully get a replacement, but that's not a fun thing you want to happen over your weekend. Okay, so that goes right there. So that's the one right above here, and that's above. Just double checking. Yeah, that's right there. So yeah, that has not been fun. All of my data is elsewhere. There's no real risk. I mean, worst case, if these hard drives go bye-bye, it'll be a pain, but I can recover stuff from other externals and things like that. But yeah, not something I really wanted to wake up to. Not fun. It makes no noise. So there you go. It's almost as worse because you still don't really have a knowledge of it turning off. You know, you either think it just got quiet or it's just being dumb. All right, so let's move this over here. I'm going to give myself a little slack here because I might, whoopsies. I might want to tidy this up a little bit later on. Just go here in the spare part of the board. No components there. Oh, come on. Don't be a jerk. I almost said a different word. A very naughty word instead of jerk. Don't be a jerk. There we go. Excellent. Tongue to check voltages. Oh boy. Sean's our special friend. He's very special the way he fixes computers. Oh boy. Alright, let's get out ye old multimeter again. And I swear this desk is like at a 5-degree angle towards me. Everything ends up on my lap. Alright, beep, that's good. That is going there. Okay, now there are any other bad traces here? Okay, but what about further left? Because this looks like it deteriorates. Alright, well that beeps. I think it's time just to put some memory in here, just for funsies. But, oh, we do have to install battery holders. Because that's the thing, this thing does not currently have any batteries in it. So you have to do the jump start trick. Which is fine, but I'd rather not have to. 1 second. Where the heck did I put them? I have spares, but I had these standing by. Oh boy. Here we go. Here's one. There's the other. 2 nose hairs. Oh boy. Oh, well thank you, Brad. I'm glad that helped you. Always happy to hear that it helped. Now on this board here, red and red, black's black. Yes, okay, so, all right. Now, how is it wired, Phil? Okay, so one battery is one is the other. So let's solder on some battery terminals here. And at least this will be a solution that they could use. They could always put in their own battery terminals and do whatever they wish, but this is what I am providing at the moment. I think OBS did that thing again. No, it didn't. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Yeah, the standard ones don't fit, and they're a bit of a pain, but at least these ones are okay. These are the little coin cell holders. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of melt this into where that was. That's not going anywhere. And we're going to do the same thing over here. If I could hold the darn wire. Here we go. All right. That's one battery holder installed. Red board's good as dead. Yes, I've heard similar rhymes regarding the same thing with those old PC style motherboards. I think I have one Mac clone that actually uses that type of power supply. Because you know, I grew up with Macs mostly, so I didn't really have any experience with like this PC stuff. But who needs you know, keyed sockets? You know, just let the user figure that out. That's some of the old glue that was on this board here. For the previous trace that I removed to just make it a little bit easier and to see what was going on. Because that's the thing, if you're using thick wire, it's all well and good, you could use that, but it does make it a bit more difficult later on. If you're trying to see what's going on and there's this thick old wire in its place, or there's something covering something, or it's under something, especially when you have so many traces going the same direction, at least for me, it gets very confusing. I am easily confused when it comes to stripes and counting and patterns. So if like that's like, If that's like a requirement in like a life or death situation, I'm sorry, folks, I'm gone. Like, bye. All right, so now we have 2 PRM battery replacements, whatever the heck they are, button cells. And we're gonna put these in. Ow. These little plastic things are such a pain because they're like double walled, I guess, to stop people from in the stores from stealing them. But it just makes them so annoying to actually get them out of the damn thing. Oh boy. All right. So I believe, because these have little on and off switches, which is nice. Sometimes the clips could be a bit stiff. There we go. Because I don't want to have to jump start this thing every single time, and that's like a little hot wire thing you have to do on these Mac 2 systems. All right, so that's one battery in. I'm going to put the other one in. And their power supply does work, and I do have it here, so we'll test it out in a moment. All right. So, we have batteries on the board. Let's switch cameras. And let's move this microscope out of the way. Yeah, about 72 people here, 41 likes. If anybody has not liked the video, please consider doing that. It tells YouTube that this Mac 84 guy might be maybe fun to watch, who knows. Got a chunk of a power supply here. Now, I do need a speaker, which I did have before I started the stream. Here we go. We could use this one. So this will let us know if we have those memory errors still. And I have the RAM also that I have to put in. Now, I did test this memory in my Mac. So that's good. And we did clean the heck out of these slots before. Hello, Eric. How's it going? And anybody else did not say hello to? William, Josh, anybody else? Hello, hello. iMac G3. CRT flickers on and off. Probably a bad flyback or a bad analog board, unfortunately. Those machines were run hard in schools and businesses, and yeah, unfortunately, that's quite a common issue with those. It might not be replaceable. You might have to combine 2 machines. So, all right, that memory looks okay. Let's get our power supply plugged in here. Let's turn that on. Let's turn these little batteries on. Well, that turned on loud and clear, didn't it? Let's try just pushing the power button here. So the startup circuitry works. Turns on and off. Hello, Gut Bomb. So that is sort of the state it was in before, except without the batteries working. So I'm going to turn the batteries off, because you don't want them, you know, living around. But still chimes of death, which is fine. Fix it more, says Joe. Hey, Joe, how's it going? We will certainly be trying. So now I have a big honking power supply on my desk. Yeah, still more signs of life than the Quadra, that's for sure. All right, let's see what we could do here. Now, this is the first time looking at... Let me unplug this power supply, because I don't have to have it right there the whole time. In Bank B, Bruce. Let's plug some memory into there, too. That has metal clips, so I'm happy to plug that in all day long. Bruce also may just have been making it funny. But see, on my machine, I was able to just put in... actually, yeah, I should be using the ones from my machine. I was able to put in just the 4, and it chimed happily. So, I know with the current RAM that we had, assuming the two machines are the same, I shouldn't have that issue. Yeah, more trace hunting. I know. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. Bruce, making me do silly things. Love you, Bruce. Alright, so it's totally Bruce's fault, not my own. Alright, so let's go back over here and see what we got going on. So here is where we did see that nasty trace. So I'm going to test continuity on the rest of these because some of them don't look too hot. And we're going to switch back to the camera in a second. There we go. Alright, so this trace here does not look too hot. And this actually comes out here, right here. So I could put my probe there, and I could follow this along. This is going to be one trace above where we did that before. And what do you know? That does not seem to be making a connection up there. And we'll test the adjacent ones just in case I counted wrong. But no, it does not seem to be. So the trace here, it should be right there, and it's really, all right, there it is. So it's going there. So let's try that again. Let's be sure before we go running wires here all over the dang place. Okay, so that is actually going good. That's good. So that's making a connection. Yeah, these sockets are not happy, but we're not using those right now. And these sockets were replaced at some point in its life, so we got that going for us too. But what I'm curious on is like all of these traces. So I'm going to get out my scalpel. If I remember where I put the darn thing. There we are. Yeah, it is very picky with memory. So I did test this memory. I did label it. This was the memory that was in the computer, and it works fine in my Mac 2. And I believe they are the same revision, Mac 2. So that should be fine. So what I want to do here is just scrape away some of this. And I just want to be able to easily, because some of these look pretty rough. I just want to see, make sure these are actually going where they're supposed to. 400 megahertz processors. Those weren't stock in those machines. That's pretty cool. Alright, so follow this one down. Get you out of there. They say get you out of there. So this one goes down, up here, up here. Alright, that one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. Oh, the wrong one. That just goes here. Okay. So although these look pretty bad so far, they seem to be making okay connections as far as the multimeter is concerned. What I'm trying to do right now is just confirm that I have to look in the memory slots. Because I really don't want to. They look terrible. They really do. They really do. Let's clean some of this up so we can see exactly what we're looking at here. 8-note death chime was what the kids in middle school used to tease me. How would they tease you with that? That's terrible. They call you Sad Mac or Death Chime? Because my friend ripped those off, and I don't like the work involved. I probably won't do it tonight because it's been a long day. Alrighty. I got an important text message that may clue me into some of this malarkey. And I locked my computer. That's helpful. Oy, my neck. Alright, let's open this up. Oh, it's a picture of a Mac 2X. Usually don't have trouble near the RAM, but always bad traces near the edge connector. Just text you a photo of a typical problem in that area. Well, thank you very much, Elemental. I really sincerely appreciate that. Yeah, so it's funny. There's a sticker over that area. So I haven't even looked really in that area because there's this lovely We Fix Mac sticker. And it's already terribly gone. But it would have been fun to try and save if it wasn't in terrible shape. So let's take a look. Yeah, I had to do that fix on mine, but that was to get the startup circuitry to work from memory, if I recall correctly. Let's see if I can peel this sticker up. No, it's not going to be happy, is it? Let's see. No, it's not. But what I can do is just test some continuity here. Because these should go up to those two there. I really appreciate that, Elemento. We have to stick together with these crazy kooky computers that don't want to work anymore. Alright, so these are connected to one of these up here. Or not. Okay, that one goes there, and that one goes there. Okay, so they are connected through where they should be. Let's take a look at some of these. Yeah, see, I want to take off some of these chips because, yeah, look at that. That's great. And that's why I brought this home. Not really to do a lot of other repairs, but to fix and take a look at chips, and we could take them off the board easily and not have the methodology to do that. And, yeah, some of this looks crusty here, too. So yeah, we're going to definitely take off this chip because it's right next to this cap going bleh. And that's not good. So let's do that. UB1 and UB2. Now, would those chips be responsible for a memory issue? I really can't remember, so that's why I'm asking. But they are certainly going to come off the board. Now I'm going to rotate this board so it's closer to me. Because you always want to try and just help yourself out here. So you're not hunching over or stretching in a weird way. Alright. Let's do this, huh? Now what I tend to do is before I take off a chip, I like to introduce some new solder to help that process. So this is going to be difficult. Now you have to be very careful because I broke two legs off of a chip before. You don't want to push hard because you're probably not going to get a lot of new fresh solder because of how crusty these are, especially here. But sometimes you get a big ball like that on your soldering tip and just hold it there. You can see things start to bubble. And you don't really want to put too much pressure because you could snap that leg clean off. But I like to loosen it up a little bit. Sorry, there, you can see that a bit better, hopefully. Oop, oop, oh no, it's on the cap. Oh no, oop. I'm gonna have to fix that later. Because when things are dirty and yucky, solder does really not like to cling to them and stick to them. And then it's going to be harder for it to be removed. So you can see there's so much dirt and grime and crust here. There's so much of it. This is going to be much easier because this doesn't really have as much of the issues as the other one. But I'm still going to take it off just to make sure there's nothing bridged underneath. It's okay if I'm bridging those pins because that's all going to come off. And I believe they make these chips today still. So worst case scenario, you can maybe replace them. All right, I think that's enough prep work. So I'm going to turn on our hot air gun here. I'm going to move the microscope a little bit away. Because I have to get right over it, and so I'm going to switch cameras. I apologize, but I have to see it in order for it to go correctly. Oh, this is set too low. That explains it. Hold on, let's try that again. There we go. That was the first one. This one might be a little bit more difficult because this is the crusty one. Alright, we got those off. Let's see what treasures lie underneath. Oh, look at that. Click here. There we go. Look at that. That is disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. This one is better, but maybe not have some continuity. But this one's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Good call there, Elemento. Excellent, excellent call. My goodness, that is disgusting. Flux to the rescue. I'm going to take our soldering iron here. Oh, I got a weird YouTube glitch. Somebody say something in the chat just so I know that I'm still connected. There we go. Okay, never mind. I can see it. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, you can taste it. So can I. Ugh. So I'm just going to go over this loosely with my soldering iron. Yeah, I remember having to do this on mine, or for a client at least once. Definitely some treasure. Now watch this. I'm going to take a little cotton bud here. And whoop, there's that solder from before. That's all right. And look how disgusting this cotton swab is getting. And also, look how clean this area is now. Look at that. Look at that. My goodness. Beautiful. Oh no, certainly, yeah. Even if they're not related to the memory, they certainly need to clean. So, excellent call on that, Elemento. Sincerely appreciated. I was gonna rip off some of these chips earlier, but did not have the tools to do so. So, just repeating myself because sometimes I go out of order and I get confused. Alright, so everything is actually making a connection. I will touch some of these up because there's some corrosion, but that chip might not have been making a connection, even though it looks like it. I had an instance on the Quadra where nothing was actually making a connection under a chip because it was just so corroded. There was like a level of crust. It wasn't even anything connected anymore. It was terrible. So we're gonna clean this up a little bit. It's not looking too bad, and thankfully anything over here I could do that after we take the chip off, but everything else looks, not terrible. Yes, there are certainly some rotten traces in this area here, so we will be certainly looking at those next. And if the solder doesn't shine up into a nice shiny pill, like a nice clean shape, that means you still have some gunk under there. And sometimes you just cannot clean that off with the soldering iron. You need something like a scalpel or something just to scrape some of that off. Sometimes it just doesn't want to come off, so I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to do that a little bit, come over here. Be very gentle, very careful, but PowerPC forever, nice. Yeah, that's looking a bit more like what I would expect and want to see. Yeah, I'm actually working on a video about the Pioneer Macintosh clone that they made, and hopefully that will be released tomorrow. It's pretty much all done, but because my network attached storage was giving me trouble today, I sort of got distracted. And thankfully I have it set up in such a situation where my network attached storage is backed up to a different set of disks upstairs. So technically I didn't have to lose any of my work. I just continued going from there. But it's always a bit scary when things just stop working or you get a weird error. But hopefully I can just get the disk replaced under warranty. Now, the fun part will be cleaning these chips. One of those chips is fine, the other one, not so much. So let's compare the two. This will be fun. So here we have those two chips that we've removed. They are both HC132. Then below it says M829. Now the chip on the top here was the one that was clean. The chip on the bottom. Oh, I'm sorry. You are very, very off center from what I see. There we go. The chip on the bottom is the nasty one. The chip on the top isn't so bad. But we're going to have to clean both of them. So, hey, Sloopy. We're going to have to clean both of them because they are pretty nasty. So, what I'm going to do here is flip them over. And you can see this one has so much crud on it. So we're going to clean that one up first, because that one's going to be more difficult. So I'm going to put some flux, a liberal amount of flux on each side. And the soldering iron I'm using, the tip is probably too big for this, but we'll try and make it work. And what I'm going to do is just put a, if it'll stop sticking to my tweezers, put a fresh blob of solder on my iron, and just try and gently clean these legs, just sort of very, very gently just wash over them. You can see some are getting shiny and some are not. And then I'm going to put the tip just so it rests there. And you can see a bubble. And that loosens up all this crud. And I could smell that crud, and it is terrible. You have to be very careful, because I can easily snap these legs off. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing here. And now you see why my desk has so many burn marks in it, because this is what I do. Now we're not done there yet. Now I have my little knife here, my little scalpel, and I'm just going to very gently just poke in between these, and you can just see all this crud comes out here. This is all that gunk that was stuck there before. And what I usually do is I put the scalpel upside down, so the pointed part is facing up. That ensures I have less of a chance of cutting on the very vulnerable part of the leg. And I'm going to turn this over. And I'm going to do that again. Sorry that it's not 100% in frame sometimes, but oh, that's a big chunk of crap. So is that. So is that. And so is that. Look at all that crud. We don't like that. Bad crud. Bad. And I basically want to go through this manually as gentle as I can until I get most of that out of here. And then we could clean it up again. And repeat until we are satisfied with the way it looks. Save your gunk for later. So now I have the toothbrush here. It has some isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to just very gently go back and forth here. And I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to do the same thing. Whoops. See how small the chip is? Just gets stuck there. I'm going to hold it with my tweezers and give it a more vigorous scrub. This is just with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do the same here. Oh boy, Joe. Good luck, buddy. But we can see now, if we flip this over, look, 99% of that crud is gone. I mean, there's still some stuff like in between here, just a little bit. And sometimes if you still see black marks like we do on this here, you just need to very, very, very gently just scrape some of that away. It doesn't hurt to do that elsewhere, because when you solder this back on, if there's not a good connection, or if there's crud on the tip, it's going to make your job a lot harder to get those on. So that one is looking much better. I'm going to put that to the side. And I'm going to get the other one out. If I did, I'd be a dead man. And here we're going to do the same thing. Now this one doesn't need as much cleaning, but I'm still going to put some flux on either side. And of course we have that nasty bridge that we made ourselves over there. Cap crud. Yeah, I don't know, Fourth Wall, the place I use for my t-shirts, doesn't let me do custom scented candles. Or maybe they do. Oh, that's a bad idea. Alright, so I'm just taking the tip of my iron. There's some flux on this chip. And I'm just going through the process of letting all that crud bubble up and loosen itself from these legs. Flip the chip over if I can. This thing has a mind of its own. And when the solder starts to bunch up like that, that means I need a little bit more flux. Yeah, I mean, deoxide or alcohol or whatever, I mean, either or I think will help just push some of that crud and dirt away that you do not want there. Now this one I don't think necessarily has too much crud between the legs and the chip on the underside, but I am going to flip it around if I can. Again, chip is not cooperating. And let me zoom in here. I'm sorry. Just see if we can show you exactly. It looks like my microscope got a bit screwed up as far as... Yep, it's not cooperating here. Yeah, that might be the closest we could get for right now, sorry. Yeah, there's a little bit of crud there. Not a lot, but a little. You just want to minimize whatever crud you're going to put back on the board right under these legs, because, you know, they may corrode or get all yucky, and you don't want that. We're trying to clean this board, not put more crud onto it. So let's scrub this one. Flip that over. We'll do that again. Again, if the legs are very brittle, you really don't want to brush vigorously, but I mean, it's going to be okay in this circumstance. So now I have two chips that are good to put back on the board. Now you want to make sure you're putting the chips back in the proper orientation. Taking photos is one way of doing it, but I could also see that there's the notch here on this board, so that tells me where to put the chips back. Now I'm going to clean this up before we put them back, because that area is not looking too hot. So... Oh, my neck. Yowza. And try and clean that up a bit. Hope everyone's having a decent day. It is a Sunday, at least here. It means work tomorrow, but try not to think of that. I'm trying to think of restoring computers. Now, it may look like that some of these traces may be okay, but I'm still gonna scrape all this crud away and tin them up just to make sure they are okay, because you don't want to just assume and then you put everything back and then you have to rip it up and do it all over again. I'm just going to quickly do this. It's not the cleanest, but should have actually tested it before I did this. Now, I won't know if there was a continuity issue, but the important thing is that we try and resolve the issues. Now up here doesn't look the best. There does seem to be a little break there, but that seems to be okay. Since I have a lot of flux on this board, I can just go over this very briefly and hovering with this iron here. and I should be okay. Yeah, I mean, you always want to double check. I always take photos, but I've done this work on this type of a board before, so I know I could trust the silk screen. But yeah, that goes for capacitors too. There's even, I think it's on an LC or one of these Macs that the orientation is actually printed wrong, but it doesn't seem to actually make much of a difference, thankfully, because some people have installed it one way, some people have installed the other, and it doesn't seem to be that problematic. Alright, so let's do some continuity testing. Yes, that's the one. Thank you, Elemento. 2 for 2 tonight. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so I think we're okay to put these chips back on. Not sure if it's going to make a difference in this case, but they need to be cleaned anyway, so that's for sure. Only good things, I assume, Joe. I almost forgot where I put these chips. That would have been bad. I thought you said crossing the streams was bad. Excellent things. Of course. So what I like to do with these is, of course, give yourself plenty of flux, but get some fresh solder and just line it up the best you can and just tack down at least one of the corners. This is going to be a little bit difficult because some of these legs are not flat. And this set of tweezers is a little bit fat, but that's okay. And once you have some of the corners down, I'm just doing a little bit of drag soldering. It's a bit sloppy, but there we go. You should be okay. You can see those legs look beautiful, especially compared to before. And I think this was our cruddy chip, so I'm putting them back on in the wrong position, but they are the same exact number, so they should be fine. And so sometimes, like this one, I have to actually push the leg down a little bit for it to grab. And you see that's actually a bit dirty. It's actually not grabbing that, but we're going to do our best to suggest that solder flow onto these legs. And that's by adding more solder. Sometimes it actually looks like it's making a connection, but it's not. And that's my suspicion with this one in the corner here. So let's do a continuity check, huh? Is that paste flux? Well, this is this stuff here is the quick chip stuff. Sorry, you were looking at like my face, not my face. You were looking elsewhere. I know where you're looking, but. 1.4cc. Alright, so. Yeah, that's not connected, so we'll try that again. So let's try this again. This one does not look... it looks okay now. this one is suspect. And I cannot focus. What is wrong with my microscope? I think I adjusted it too down or too high or something. Well, we could fuss with it. Yeah, no worries. This is, I guess they call it a Tachyflux, I think. It's just a quick chip brand. It's not the fanciest, but you know what? It seems to work okay for me. I've tried a few different fluxes. And this is the one I'm favoring due to its affordability currently. Whoopsies. That's not something we want to solder right now. Also coming at this from an odd angle, which is not helping. Hopefully that helped. That should be okay. And just going to get some isopropyl alcohol. So any of that residual crud is hopefully soaked up. Now I do want to inspect the traces to the left of this, because this one doesn't look too happy. I mean, some of these don't, but they might actually still have continuity. Alright, well, let's test it again. I have nothing to lose. Probably will still do the death chimes, but we can at least try, huh? Make sure we have nothing touching our board in a weird way. Yes, Retro Game. There are some solutions. I believe Action Retro on YouTube did a video about putting an SSD in there, but not all IDE and SSD adapters or SATA and IDE adapters work on Macs. It's just the facts. They don't. So you do want to do your research, look on Reddit or people on YouTube doing the same thing, and follow their instructions, because otherwise you could run into issues. So some of them are just very picky, and that's just the way it is. All right, let's turn these batteries back on. And let's plug the power supply in and turn the system on. It would be helpful if I had the speaker plugged in, but it also seems that we lost the we lost some functionality of the startup circuitry. Let's try this again. Okay, never mind. It does turn on and off. So, sorry, you couldn't see that because I'm an idiot and forgot to switch the camera. But, so I'm going to push the power button. But at least that need to be cleaned anyway. Now, I am curious about these chips up here. I don't know, Elemento, if you're familiar with them. But these chips up here, right next to the memory modules, some of them looked a little bit not too happy. So I'm going to be taking a look at those first, because that's really the ones I wanted to remove when I got home. So let's move this back over here. Let's unplug our speaker. And let's move this around. Let's turn our batteries off. And let's straighten out our microscope arm. Oh, I found a pair of tweezers. How about that? Yay! Alright, so let's change the view here so you fine folks at home can see. Yeah, see this right here, this chip here, right next to that cap? Let's take that off. I don't know what it does, but, well, it's a resistor pack. But who knows? Let's see how crusty that is underneath. All you need is one bad trace for your machine not to be happy. So again, I'm putting some flux here. I am gently touching this up. And we're going to remove that from the board. Bruce. No worries, Retro Game. Good luck. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't look too hot now, does it? Has anyone also... I have a general question because I was about to order some. Has anybody tried these ceramic tipped tweezers? I don't know if they're any better than the metal ones or just slightly different, but I'd be curious to give those a go. Yeah, that will be a challenge, Carl. I still have to mail you back your other board. I sincerely apologize. It is right behind me. I will try and do that as soon as possible. I've just been slammed with a bunch of other things, and me live streaming other stuff is just a way I procrastinate, so I'm sorry. But I will get that to you. This doesn't look terrible, but it certainly is crusty, and we might have a bad tracer too. I can certainly feel the crust on the iron. Ugh. Oh yeah. Oh, look at all that crust. Bye-bye, crust. Beautiful. That'll be my punishment. You got it, Carl. Well, I'll be. These all seem fine. You mean Hollywood Ron? He's got way above his head these days with his unholy acting talent. It's one of my favorite Futurama jokes. It's the Calculon bot. Oh, gosh. And this chip doesn't look too bad, but let's clean it up anyway. Yes, the Amiga mouse that I ordered on eBay did arrive, so I could play around with that. I am doing a video on that. I don't know exactly when I'm going to finish that, unfortunately. But the clone video I hope to have out tomorrow. And then I have a second clone video about that because the first one ran kind of long. And I want to show with the upgrade card that I want to put it and all this fun stuff. Spoiler alert. Oopsies. And we'll need more flux there. But yes, there will be more Amiga fun. I do have a whole stack of Amiga floppies that I have to go through also. So that might be a fun stream. But it's very difficult because if I'm recording videos, I don't necessarily stream. And if I'm not recording videos, I'm not streaming. And well, you know what I mean. I can only do so much at the same time. So I'm sort of trying to pick my battles and what I want to work on. But yes, there will be more Amiga content sometime, hopefully soon. Now, who remembers what orientation this chip was? Oh boy. Oh, if it follows all the other ones. So it has a little dot. Where's the little dot? The corner? This corner? Should have, well, little dots in this corner for that one. So I'm going to follow it as the same. And yeah, I didn't clean up this one as much because it wasn't that bad, but I mean, it looked crusty. I was really hoping there would be like a bad trace under that or something. I mean, it's sort of sadistic, but it's like, ooh, I hope there's damage because then I'll know where the problem is. And I really should be cleaning these pads. It would make it a lot more easier for me to solder these chips back on, but I'm just lazy. But if you do this, you should be cleaning those pads. Yeah, that's right. It is a resistor pack, but stranger things have happened to me before. It just looked awfully crusty, and I was just like, oh, you know what, maybe it's something important. Maybe it buffers something with the memory, or I don't know. Some pipe dreams here of this solving our problem. Whoops. Too much solder. See, when you have a nice amount of flux on your board, sometimes you get these little balls, but these little blobs, rather, of solder. And they are a bit of a pain in the butt, but they could also help you just reconnect something if needed. That's true. That's true. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's try it again, because we won't know. If we just kept going, we might, you know, not realize we fixed something. And yes, I know I'm insane, but, you know. Huh. Oh, this power supply is getting heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Every time this microscope needs to be adjusted. It's too fat. I learned how to solder from Steve, and I only got 2 toes left. Come to the Mac 84 School of Soldering. Please don't sue. All right. Speaker plug in. And power go on. At least it's a pleasant noise. Well, what's interesting is with the Apple Tech step I was using, it's like, memory not configured right, 0 megabytes. Which was not good. Only 100 minutes in. Oh, God. Dan, I love you. I love your brain. I'm seeing double. A Macintosh 4. Oh, this. See, I got a new camera holder, and I just have not installed it yet because I'm an idiot. Yes, I need a haircut. Ugh. It does beat the car crash, which always scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. All right, let's take another look at these memory modules. What I want to do is look at the bottom, actually. I did trace them all out, but I didn't have my microscope when I did that, so who knows? Who knows? Let's take this memory out. Yeah, Amazon or eBay might have those compact flash adapters. I would maybe get one that has a good return policy in case it doesn't work on your system. Alright, so let's take a look. Oh yeah, there's another trace repair here, but I think that's fine. We can leave that alone. But let's adjust this. My whole microscope is sort of tilted also. That does not help. Okay, so this is where these memory... This board is so huge. Where these memory sockets were removed from the board. And really, it does not look that bad. I did test continuity on a lot of these, but I wanted to get a visual check to make sure nothing wasn't bridging anything. I did fix one bridge while I was there, trying to help that out. But it doesn't hurt to take another look. Ooh, I want to watch that one, Dan. Dan always has great videos. Subscribe to Dan's channel. Dan, you can put a link to your channel if you'd like, please. That's making a connection. Dan has excellent content. He just did one about an IBM PS2 tower. It was a Model 80. That was fun. So, highly recommend it. Dan's an excellent guy. He's also very patient for me repairing his Macintosh TV, which I just got a new harness for to hopefully do some open probing with it easier on a stream. So that would be fun. These all look okay. I mean, I don't know what the other side looks like, but these from here, not seeing anything terrible that would warrant me to be like, oh my goodness. But there's probably something on the other side, and who knows? I can't see it. I know these were already ripped off already. We're probably going to have to do that again. Now here's where I did touch something up, because that line above here, that looks very nasty, and that was touching there, so we had to fix that. And that is still touching. It's not the best looking, but it is. Excuse me. Yes, Gutbomb's also a nice guy. You need a retro play date where you tinker with things and yell at them. That's the best type of things. Let's just yell at things together. I want to redo this one just so I could say I tried it. And yeah, I know the focus isn't the best because I'm elevated here, so and the board's wobbling around. But just something about that looked off. It's like that doesn't want to take. Oh. That'll be that, I suppose. Don't talk about food. I had my dinner and I'll get hungry again. Oh, Lord. This little sound port looks a little sad. We could touch that up a bit. I gave my love a chicken, it had no bones. Or a turkey. I gave my love a turkey, it had no bones. Turkey. Oh, Marge, you came and you bought me a turkey. On my vacation away from worky. Stop doing that. I forget things. So me no comedian funny without without remembered line thing go. I'm also a very sensitive person. People laugh at me and I get sad. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm certainly not building an ark. The dough is ruined! Oh no. The tragedy. My Italian gestures go out to you in solidarity. Alright, let's take a look. If we could see anything between these lines of fun. I mean, my gut says there must be something under these memory slots, but I'm not pulling them off tonight. I'm way too tired to do that. And we've been streaming for almost 2 hours, so we're going to wrap it up fairly soon-ish. We're not stopping now, but we're not going to go for like another 2 hours. I can tell you that much, because my neck is hurting. And let's check some continuity of these caps, just for fun. Yep. I didn't put these caps on, but I do like to test things and make sure, like this stuff. I said in this stuff. Come on, yeah. Oh. But what about up here? Okay, that is connecting. These look okay. Oy. The bright screen is there's two controls on the flyback. You obviously want to be extremely very careful when working near the CRT and on the CRT and on the flyback. There are two controls on the flyback transform. I think one is brightness and one is screen or contrast or something like that. The service manual, which you can Google, you will find it. There's a tray loader and a slot loader. Make sure you get the right manual for your machine. But that knob is probably turned in the wrong direction. As long as I'm assuming you've tried to adjust it in software and that's not helping. Because it's probably going to be that knob then. That's just a guess, though. I'm not a CRT expert. Oi. I'll try one more thing here. So I'm not exactly happy with how this trace is. I'm just going to coat it a little bit. Same with you. Because what I'm curious about here, well, you never know. You might get the bug to want to try and fix something like this. Not that it's fixed yet, but we're trying. Alright, so I'm beeping this out. Let's see if this actually goes there. Yes, it does. Okay. So that should be here. There's a lot of crud on the tip of this multimeter. Does not help. Yeah, see, why is this? Alright, well, that is making a connection there. So there goes that theory. Yeah, there are hardware controls inside of that area. Aaron, rather, sorry. I could probably still be saying it wrong because I'm terrible. But yes, so I would try going into the control panel or the system preference, depending on the OS that's on there. Try to adjust that control through software. If that doesn't work, there is a hardware control, and that would be your last resort. Where did my scalpel go? There it is. Sort of running out of options here at this point. Like I said, this stream I'm not going to take the memory modules off, and that's probably to my detriment because I'm getting more and more the suspicion that it could be under there. I'm not saying it is, but you know, you just have to work on your hunches and guesses, right? That's all you could really do. I mean, that one doesn't look too great, but I bet you that's still making a connection. These boards always like to tease you. That's why there are going to be a billion little scrape marks all over this board. So let's beep things out, huh? This is not going there. Folks, we have a break. I think this goes to new bus. We have a break. We have a broken trace. Hallelujah. We found something to actually fix. Oh, boy. Well, let's just fix it then, shall we? I mean, vinegar will certainly do some things, but it might not exactly do what you want it to do. So you gotta be very careful. Sort of, it's like painting with what size of a paintbrush you want to use, you know. Similar situation. So let's put this guy here. That will be good enough for our test, I think. Good night, Eric. Take care. I'm probably not too far behind you. And we're going to put this up there. And we're going to attach this over here. So this one is the outside line. So let's grab this. We're going to do our best here with our close quarters. That should work. And let's see if that other trace next to it is in a similar state. Where's my scraper? There it is. All right, that's fine. But you know what? We did a fix, so that warrants getting the power supply out. Ugh. And trying it again. All right. Batteries are on. Flux capacitor is fluxing. Speaker is plugged in. Now we have to reinstall the memory. Well, let's see what it does without that. As it should. Because there's no memory installed. Now let's try and put the memory in. Now, unfortunately, you can only install the 4 SIMs in Bank A. Okay, so the machine turned on as I was inserting memory. because I think the scalpel pushed the reset switch because I'm an idiot. Oh, gosh. All right, let's try that again. It's probably not going to do any difference, though. Oh, boy. I'm going to hold the memory. Look, I could do a beat here. Oh, Lord. What could it be? It does show the SADMAC on the display. I don't think it gave them any error codes. Maybe it did. I mean, it probably did. Do I have my VGA capture dealie set up here? Maybe. I would need a Nubis card. I don't know where one is. Sorry. Hey, Shellfox, how's it going? Yeah, they are quite large. So I got a ping on my phone. Hold, please. My internet is being slow for some reason. Neat. Oh boy. Alright, let's see. I think there's a video card over here. Let me go grab one just for fun. So this is a Radius branded video card. Let's make sure our power is off. I'll put it in the second to last slot here. I have to find my adapter because again I was traveling today. Brought all my stuff with me. Well, the majority of it. But I have this little VGA adapter. Let's try that. And I need to plug in my video scaler if it will cooperate. It may not. It was acting funny the last time I tried this. And I don't know where that plug went. Ah, darn it. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Everything's going to be in the tune to that SADMAC sound. Well, that fell down. Try this again. Okay. Sorry, folks. That's what happens when you don't plug in things before you stream. Alright, so that is that cable. Where the heck is my... Darn it, where did it go? There it is. this. Okay. Alright. So I should be in business here. I just have to find the VGA cable, which is over here. And that should just barely reach. And that's VGA 2. And let's look at me. Hi. We'll go to VGA capture. And I have to select the right dealie, which is not showing up. Interesting. Hopefully we're back. Oh, the wonders of changing video capture settings live in OBS, because it will just crash on you. And it's probably going to do it again because it's not happy right now. It saw the USB device for a second and then it did not. It's probably going to be unhappy. Tom, are you serious? You don't want to see this in Ultra 4K, whatever the heck. No siree. Alright, there we go. This should work in a moment. Hey. There we go. Hopefully that works. 100%. Hi! Wait, I have to do the Muppet Theater Vision 3D gag. And no, cheap 3D gags. So stupid. Alright, I'm using this very cheap USB 3.0 capture HDMI dealie, and then I have a video scaler that I did a whole video about. If you go on my channel and search for Mac84 VGA capture or something like that, you will find it. Alright, let's turn this on. Let's see if we get any video. We probably won't, to be honest. We also might not have the right jumper settings. Let's see. You can't get enough of that sound. Well, you're going to be hearing a lot of it. Oh, I also might not have tested this radius card. Was this the one I got off eBay with the capacitor that was just missing? Very well could be. 1992. No, I think this one was okay, actually. There was one I got off eBay cheap because a cap was ripped off. Alright, let's adjust this. So 3, 4, 5. So let's do 3, 4, 5. And then 8. Adjust these settings manually. Let's try another new bus slot just for funsies, huh? Let's try the first one. Let's try that again. Yeah, no video. Assuming this is the cable that is plugged into the thing correctly. Yeah. One, 2, B7. Let's just try that one more time. It just keeps going. We got a slightly different chime that time. Hey, Mac Effects. It was saying hi to you. Why do I live? God. Just frickin' shoot me. What the hell's my problem? Yeah, just fix that old computer, Steven. It'll be fun, Steven. Oh, God. Yeah, those RAM slots are probably going to have to come off, and there's probably a very tiny little damaged thingamajig right under them. I bet you that's the case. I mean, I do have a nice photo of before that occurred, and I'm going to refer to that again. Just on my screen. Sorry that you can't see it. But, open that. No, I don't want to open it with photos. No. Whatever happened to preview? Is preview too much to ask? You lousy thingamajig. There we go. Preview. Thank you. Like a sane person would. Alright. I'm just looking at some of these traces in this photo. Really don't look too bad. But, you know. Oh, boy. Let's, I don't know. It's losing my words now. I don't know. What do you folks think I should do? I mean, it's 11 something. I'm gonna wrap this up, but I mean next time, because I have work tomorrow, so I cannot stay out all crazy late doing whatever the heck we're doing here. That is unfortunately just not possible for tonight. But let me switch it back. Hit it with a hammer. Got to get the claw end of the hammer. Really do some damage. Did that already, Retro Fox. But you know what? I'm going to look at these memory slots with the microscope. Because I didn't really focus on that yet. And hello, Retro Fox. I did not see you sneak in there. So thank you. Or maybe I responded to you, but I didn't say hi because I'm a jerk. Hope you are doing well. Always nice to see you pop in. Tell your friend sitting next to you hello as well. Oh, boy. I have to switch back to the microscope view. Whee! And Mac effects, of course. Hello. You have to be awake in 5 hours. And thank you for the super chat. Eep! I forgot because I'm an idiot. Oh, look, we have some crusty solder in that slot there, which I don't think is really doing any harm. But who freaking knows? And how did it get there? Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be hilarious if that was the cause of this all along? I'm really only concerned with the first 4 slots here, because that's what we've been using. And yeah, I mean, there's some crud. Not seeing anything. I mean, oh, that might be a break right there. That might be a break right there. That might be a break right there. Could it be a break? Yes, it could. It could be a break. It probably should. And of course, my scalpel is too tiny to fit between the things. So I will still make horribly singing noises at things. See, I rhymed things with things. That's genius. And I cannot... I'm going to have to do this without the microscope because... I cannot reach down into there too well. There we go. And let's... Can we get in here? Nope. I just want to scrape away so I could do a continuity test. That's my goal right now. Where'd the leads go? There we go. Alrighty. That's a break. Board. So that is certainly a break right there. That's a break. Don't know how the hell we're going to fix that, to be quite diddly honest with you. We could... Nope, we can't go that way. I'm going to have to shove the iron between there, aren't I? It's damn right I'm going to. This will probably be the last thing we try tonight. Now the iron is off now. There's no heat to this. I'm just seeing if it could feasibly... yeah, we might be able to do it. I'm going to do this in the cheapest way possible. And by cheap, I mean cheating. I'm going to stab a wire in there. And I'm going to run it all the way around. Because, actually... No, it doesn't go to the end there. I'm just going to run it all the way around so it's... up to there. And is that broken on the other side too? Oh, it's so hard to see. No, it's just a shadow. Okay. But this could be it, folks. We might have found our white whale. Please do not do what I am about to do. I am a professional being played by an idiot on YouTube. It's going to be even more difficult because the dang thing is the opposite way. That's going to be not fun to do. Come on. Yeah, because the tip of this iron does not really heat up. There we go. Just need a little bit of solder there. That might be enough to do it. So now I'm going to use the thicker trace just because we'll have more flexibility. And I'm going to get that, and I'm going to put some solder on the end of it. And I'm narrating this because you won't be able to see it. Just give me a second here. Put some more flux down there. Oh, this is such a pain in the butt. But it's for the fine folks at VCF. And they've done so much for me that it's something that I would only do for them. Let's just say that. Yeah, let's go. No, let's not be fancy here, Stephen. Got to stick there for a second. not on there as tight as I would like it to be on there. So I'm just gonna go ahead with my tweezers. I'm gonna hold it down. Why is my thing on Do Not Disturb? Okay, there we go. Sorry, my watch buzzing while I'm trying to do this very delicate repair is not ideal at all. But the person messaging me did not know that, so it's okay. Let's cut ourselves some slack here. Hopefully not a surgeon. Thanks? Question mark? I mean, I don't have the steadiest hands, but I think my hands are pretty steady. I used to do a lot of painting and drawing. I mean, I still do in my free time. My infinite free time. But I know I'm not the best at everything. Okay. I know I'm hitting the plastic there. It is so close. Just get the... I wish this tip actually had solder on it. Like, it everywhere else in the iron gets solder except the stupid tip. That's where I need it to stick right now. Damn it. I'm really destroying that. Stick, damn it! Yeah, there we go. Oh god, that's a mess. Should be okay. Let me just try and fix some of this. Oh, well, that fell in there. Great. Well, whatever we did, don't know if it's going to work, but we could sure as heck try it, huh? That's right, we should try it. And yes, we have some melted plastic, but I think that was inevitable. Oh, boy. Well, let's give it the old... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The frickin' came loose. Son of a... You stupid microscope. Everything's stupid. Oh, what is this doing now? It's like getting all out of focus here. What did I do? Okay, let's try this again. Because this one came loose. Oh, they both came loose. Are you freaking... What is this? Oh, you son of a bitch. Stupid thing. Oh, God. I'm not happy right now. I already melted everything. Melt it again. Oh God. Yeah, my swear jar is full of Quadra 840 AVs and SE30s. Let's just try and do this very gentle, huh? I really should have just taken this off, but, you know. See, these stupid tweezers are not helping me one bit. I'm going to try it with a new piece of wire so I have more room. And yes, I'm grumpy. I just wanted to see if it was worked. Then I was going to go to bed. But now I have to do this again. I mean, I don't doubt Sean's soldering skills, but I usually am the one to fix his very tiny thingamajigs. He's good. He's good generally soldering, but he doesn't have a microscope, which I'm not saying he can't do it with a microscope, but this stuff hard to see even with a damn scope. Oh, this stupid wire. Whose idea was this? Who's to blame? Oh, wait, it's me. Just adhere to it. Please. That's so light. I'm going to breathe on it and it's going to disconnect. I know it. Oh, thank you, MacFX. Eep! Bruce, you don't want to see what I'm doing to this memory slot. It involves oh, shit. That's what the hell it involves. I almost said a very different word there. I found a broken trace under the memory slots, and I want to take the damn thing off. And because of that, I'm melting plastic. And you know what? I am really pissed off at myself right now. I just have to connect that to that, and it's just, there's no way. There's absolutely no way this is going to happen with this on there. Yes, to the swear jar. Thank you, Mark. Eep! And this microscope keeps doing this dumb thing where it doesn't lock in. There we go. My goodness. Am I having a rage quit type of a day here? Calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean. Snickers money. Thank you. Thank you, Carl. Eep! Wonder, is the other... No, that other tip is way too... Do I have another soldering tip that would fit in there? Maybe? What about this one? Nope. That would just frickin' destroy it. Hey, look, that one, but it's a chisel. That's not going to help, because that's not going to get the heat where I want it. And that would just go... I just get just ruin it. Serenity now! Wonder if I snip the tip off of this iron. I mean, I've already melted this, so. Let's try the thinner wire. Maybe that will like stick more. Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? Oh, you stupid wire. My hand naturally goes to the right, and that's why that's all melted. Don't start now, multimeter. I really need stupid tweezers to hold that in, don't I? Bruce is just laughing to himself right now. Because he knows. He knows. As well as I do. See, that's not going to stay. I can't even get the tweezers in here. And I'm melting more. Fudge. Why the hell aren't you sticking? There's solder there. You like solder. This is terrible. Oh, thank freaking Christ. Cheese and crackers. Don't worry, after all this, it still won't work. Good night, Guppa. I want to go to bed too. The soldering iron had other plans. Oh, God. Holy crap. Alright, I'm not going to breathe on it. I'm just going to install the memory around it. Not going to breathe on it. Don't breathe on it. Don't breathe on it. So I'm going to install this memory module. Where the other memory modules go? Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness I labeled them. Now again, these did work in my Mac, so they should work. This one. And even if this doesn't work, we've had fun tonight, haven't we? Oh boy. Okay, let's plug the speaker back in. It's already plugged in. Let's... Oh, you couldn't see the whole time. I'm sorry. Probably best you didn't. 3, 2, 1. Oh ho! It freaking chimed! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Yes! Elgato, yay! Woo! It chimed. It chimed. It chimed. It chimed. It chimed. It chimed. Yay! Whew. Oh boy. Let's plug a video card in. Oh, it was worth the melting. I mean, that's gonna have to be taken care of, but that's another day's problem. Woohoo! I'm delirious. Where's my thingamajig? There it is. Thank you, Elemento. I sincerely appreciate the super chat. Yep! Thank you very much. Oh boy. Ding! Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Let's see some video. This video card may not work. I'm not sure. It is a Radius from 1992. Let me see. Where would I have other video cards? I have plenty. Let's grab another one. Be right back. 1 second, please. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I know, Bruce. I know. That's a PCI card. That's a Kanji Talk ROM option card. Hold on. I'm trying to remember where I put my bin of thingamajigs. Oh, thank you, MacFX, and thank you, Aaron. Eep! Eep! Hold, please. I'm trying to find a Nubus card. I'm too excited. Just give me a second, folks. As I trip over things. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, I found another video card, but it needs repair, so hold on. This Radius card should work. Let me just try another VGA adapter. Sorry, folks. Give me a second. I'm too excited. I got the wrong screen on and everything. Oh, boy. Let's try this, huh? I'm so excited. Yes. Yes, Mark. Yes, it does. Well, I bought this really nice Radius XL card, but it has a missing cap on it. So I have to find the value of the other cap. Well, let's try it again. Is this VGA cable even connected? Oh. I do not have a Macintosh monitor that I could reach. It is killing me because I just put away some of these Nubus cards, but I think they're hold on. No, I think it is connected, but I'm too overwhelmed. Apple cards, there we go. Right behind the streaming desk. You could see me here. Let's move the thing. Sorry, I'm overwhelmed and too excited now. Because now I can go to bed. Oh boy. Ah, there we go. Oops. Oh. Okay. Let's see what goodies we have in here. That's not what we want. Watch, these will all be PCI. Well, we have a Nubus networking card. Let's see if the lights come on that one. They do. I don't know what cleaning is. That word doesn't make any sense to my stupid brain. That's a PDS card. That's another PDS card. You idiot! Where did you put all of your Nubus cards? Oh boy. Hold please. Here's one. Oh, that's not the right one. I found one. I found two. We're gonna bring them out. Oh God, they're in the bin right under. Oh. Okay, sorry about that, folks. First up, we have a Super Mac, which should maybe work. I'll try another Nubus slot just for funsies. Because sync on green and stuff, maybe the scaler doesn't like. Thank you, Jim. We should have gotten video by now. And here's another Super Mac card. I'm gonna try all the Nubus slots. Yeah, I'm gonna switch the adapter with the dip switches. I'm just trying, just for fun. You never know. 1, 2, and 7. 3, 4, 5, and 8. I should. That's a very good idea, Elemento. I mean, there could be a Nubus issue. There could be a bad trace going to Nubus, which is very possible, I suppose. I have this. This is a snooper card. That should give us some activity on the new bus. All aboard the new bus. Plug ADB in, and that should tell us if things are actually working. Yep, we got power, we got clock, no ADB, which is curious. Ride the new bus. Ride the walrus. Let's try another dip switch setting here. It could be a new bus issue, but that'll be for tomorrow. At least we got to chime. Especially after all that nonsense. Still no video. Yeah, I don't want to dig out an Apple CRT this late at night. No, thank you. I am just gonna plug into this LCD behind me. Oh boy. Everything is falling on the floor. This monitor is very good, so hopefully it'll work for us. There I am. I'm going to try a different VGA adapter just for fun. Yeah, something tells me that the new bus is, there's a bad trace or something. Because we should be getting something. We can put up to 6 video cards at once in this machine because Macintosh. Yes! Congratulations to MacFX for getting that awesome project funded. I had a little bit of a hand in it, but just a wee little bit at the very end. I placed my order. I'm very much looking forward to when they are completed. Nah, it's not getting anything. I know some of these cards probably just monochrome cards, but still, I should get something out of it. Two, three, four. I'm sorry, 3, 4, 5, and then it has to be 8. I'm trying both of the 640 by 480 settings here. Nope. So, we likely have an error somewhere on the new bus, or a bad trace or something. I'm just going to put this in another slot just for fun. But I don't think that's going to solve the problem, unfortunately. But we do have it chiming consistently now, which is very good. And last thing I want to do tonight is bring out our friend the tech step. In situations like these, when your Mac is mostly booting, they can be helpful. And I'm curious if it detects the RAM properly, because it wasn't before. That could very well be the case, Joe. And I've had to do some NuBus repairs, and I'm not excited to dive into that at this point in time. But I do know that that's something we can do. So the Apple Tech Step is a diagnostic tool that Apple field technicians were able to purchase at the time. And it's this little device like this. Ain't that cool? No, this is just old damage from it sitting in a damp office or something, or an attic or something terrible. Batteries leak, capacitors leak, old stuff leak and break, corrosive, zap zap, make things sad, and so on. But anyway, where did I put that blasted ADB cable? There it is. I'm going to see if it reads anything differently now. Now, the Tech Step is a very handy tool, but unfortunately, in most cases, you need the machine to be pretty much bootable, as far as my personal experience has been, for it to really give you some helpful information. I mean, you can test memory and VRAM and stuff like that, but if it's not booting or there's a short, it's not really going to help you that much in that area. At least in my experience. Maybe there are modes and things that I'm not aware of, but it also requires a heck of a lot of cables. All right. And we have our power cable, because the battery is always a little finicky with these, I find. Turn this on, and then we have to turn the computer on. Computer powered on, initiating test manager mode via SCSI. Yes, there is a thriving community that has created new boards for both the Tech Step and other things, but I don't think anyone's done it for a Mac 2 yet. SCSI or serial problem. Now, this is what I was getting when I was trying this at VCF. It did work before, but then it didn't. So there might be a bad connection. At least the Tech Step is actually powering this thing on, which is neat. Could just be a loose connection, I'm not sure. Good night, Joe. I am right behind you, because, oh gosh, it's midnight. But hey, it chimed. Yep, we still get SCSI or serial problem, try manual entry. Yeah, it's not happy. So we'll have to try this later on. Yeah, my eyes are closing too. But, first off, we got this thing to freaking chime. So that's great. I will be thrilled to troubleshoot this more now that we have a chiming machine. I know we melted the things a little bit, and that will have to be removed and worked on better, but we're chiming, so that's a lot better than we were before. Oh, thank you. You could pick up my shirts. Perfect segue. I'm this old. You can pick up my shirts and many more at shop.mac84.net. And if I was a smart person, I would put that into the chat. There we go. So you can go ahead and buy yourself one of those. Now, don't worry. I don't make a fortune off of these. Maybe $1 or $2 per item. So, like, if you're like, oh, I really can't afford it, I don't want to buy your shirt, but I do want to support you, don't worry about that, please. If you want to, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it. Yeah, I also have a Patreon and a YouTube membership dealie. For $1 a month, you could get behind-the-scenes access and early previews of videos and crazy stuff. But that's about it for now. Thank you very much for watching, whatever this was. I certainly hope you enjoyed it, and I'm glad we got this thing chiming. So that's about it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you next time. Bye!